Hey there, YouTube land, and tonight we're doing a movie review.
We watched a horrible
Let's not
remake.
say that.
A horrible remake with
Anyway.
Scout Taylor Compton in it. Can you guess what it is?
It's not Halloween.
Yeah,
Or Halloween
that's
too.
the twist here. And speaking of twists, April Fools Day.
Yeah, actually, I've been wanting to review this movie for quite a while.
I can see why.
Yeah, obviously. But it took me a long time to come across this one. Actually, this is a hard find. But it's part of the 4-movie collection from Mill Creek that included Anatomy 2, both German films with Franca Potente from Run Lola Run, I think.
What the hell is April Fool's Day doing on a 4-set with Anatomy 2, and Double Vision? 2 German films and a Taiwanese film.
And ironically, I bought it for April Fool's Day. Although I do want the Anatomy films and see how Double Vision is. Anyway, if you've seen the original 1986 April Fool's Day, then you
should stop there and not continue.
You probably know that it stars Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2. And Amy Steele is a really good, engaging actress. And one of the better scream queens out there. When people talk about the Friday the 13th films, they usually talk really favorably about Amy Steele. That being said, let's talk about the new one. Now, this is the unrated edition, by the way. I'm not quite sure if this was rated, it would be an episode of Goosebumps, because there's nothing in this. And I mean, we have an attractive cast in this film. I don't mean like a semi-attractive cast. We have an extremely attractive cast of characters in this movie, and we get no nudity, which is a downer right there.
Everything about this film's a downer.
Taylor Cole has utterly gorgeous. Taylor Cole's the girl. I think hit the give me the thing there. I want to see what this girl's done. She is. There's only one other girl that I've seen on screen that is as flawless as she is, and that would be the girl that acted on Nip Tuck. She was in The Green Hornet. Oh my God, this is like bad movies like Follow This Girl.
Apparently.
So she was so she is Texan.
Okay.
Junior Olympics. Taylor Cole has done things like The Glades. She was in 2 episodes of, no, she was in a few episodes. Supernatural. CSI Miami. She was Samantha Owens in CSI Miami. You guys watch CSI Miami? Okay, she's an extremely, well, she's in her Heroes.
Apparently.
Attractive girl. But this movie, where do we start? Okay. Josh Hedderson, who would go on to do much better things when he plays John Ross in the new Dallas reboot series, which is actually really good, actually.
Basically.
He plays his character.
Yeah, no, the entire beginning of this was just an episode of Dallas.
It seemed like it. Dallas is way, way better than Dallas.
God.
It's really slow.
The entire film is just really slow. It's so slow.
I didn't find it as bad as
so boring.
Heat.
I was almost falling asleep. It was really.
You were falling asleep.
I was falling asleep. But I had to go eat some food and stuff, re-energize myself, because it's just so hard to invest anything into it.
So Scout Taylor Compton plays a character that is having her coming out party. Taylor Cole's character is this kind of like bitchy girl who she's part of the Cartier family. Now the Cartier family consists of her and Josh Hedderson, who are brother and sister. Josh Hedderson, basically, he holds he's older, so he holds the control of the Cartier fortune. Now, on that night, she plays a prank on a girl that she doesn't like called Milan, who's supposed to be kind of like the antithesis of her, kind of like a nicer version.
Yeah.
The prank ends really badly, and it ends with her accidental death. Now, the accidental death was actually done okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't I still know what you did last summer, skateboarding type of thing. But still,
there's a weird shaky cam effect though. Like not shaky cam actually. When she died, there's this weird to show that she's been drugged. It does that weird super fast shake thing with her. A lot of the effects in this were just.
The effects are so worst. I don't know. The effects weren't the worst.
Some of them were pretty.
The editing was bad. The editing was bad in this film. I talked about. If you watched my review last night for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I mentioned that some of the editing was off in that film. This movie is just the ending is completely off. It cuts in and out like we're watching a TV movie. It's just really, really. Uh,
Awful, just terrible.
no, it's not that awful.
Really,
The leads in the film actually keep it going for me. I think that the main actors were good. I mean, Josh Hederson
it's okay.
is he takes the screen when he's on the screen.
Yeah.
The girl Taylor Cole, she is, oh God, she is so, she is gorgeous, and this may have swayed me on the film, but she is flawlessly. I found she was gorgeous. Not that that affected the way my thoughts on the film.
Definitely didn't affect mine because oh god.
Scout Taylor Compton role is smaller than the rest.
Yeah.
Though it's integral to the film, and we know this movie pretty much telegraphs
Oh my god. This
everything going in. You'll know who the killer is, or what's going on. You've seen the original April Fools Day. You kind of know where this is going to go, but it goes just a little bit farther, and the ending twist is horrible.
I'm moving it back here.
Yeah. Ending twist. Well, we didn't.
That was awful.
No, we did not see it coming. Not that way. I knew something like that was going to happen, but I didn't think
it was not really needed, though.
Be that a name. Yeah.
And I mean, the whole point, like, behind everything was, you know.
Actually, it was needed.
It was
because
like a moment of shock, like a secondary moment of shock.
No, like, not for that reason. You think about it without giving it away. Think for a second. All the stuff that happened that leads to the ending of the film.
Yeah.
In actuality, what could be done?
Nothing really.
Exactly. Except,
however, it was working on weird movie logic. So.
Yeah, I know, but still, except
if
unless certain character
is told. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess I don't know. I still think
we're trying not to give away.
By the way that it was like portrayed, it wouldn't have mattered anyways.
So what do you think? Is this worth?
No, it's not worth anything. I spit on it. I spit on it now.
No, I don't agree. I think it is worth a watch. Is it a good film? No, not particularly. Is it a? Will it keep you watching for? How long is this movie?
Too long.
91 minutes.
91 minutes too long.
Actually, you know what? He got tired, but I wanted to know what was going on. It's an attractive cast. They're not bad actors. We can't say that. The acting was overall pretty good.
The writing was pretty goddamn awful.
The writing was awful, but the acting.
Remember that earlier scene when the politician is drunk?
Oh my
when he's
God.
so totally drunk.
He's horrible.
Don't you be showing the video to anyone, or I'll have you raped by wizards. Oh God.
No, I think that this is a movie that is not a good movie, but this is a movie that could have been much, much worse if they had casted this differently.
But it's so boring. It's just so boring. It's not worth a watch because at least with stuff that is also horrible, like say...
I can't agree. It is worth a watch. I mean, let's be honest.
With stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, which was awful, but at least it's fun to watch for like a little bit. And
no, it's not fun to watch. It's boring. At least, you know what? I liked some of the actors in this movie here.
Oh, come on.
But I did not like any of the actors.
Jackie Earle Haley? Come on now.
As Freddy?
Yes.
No.
I thought he was okay as Freddy. I don't think him as Freddy was the...
Jackie Earle Haley was Rorschach in that movie. He was not Freddy.
I believe they digitally changed his voice afterwards, but the thing about that though was I think he was one of the few good things about that film actually.
We'll do a review on that some other time. We're talking about April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. I think the fact that it has the name April Fool's Day is one of the few good things about this film.
That girl in that dress that's showing the output is one of the few good things about this film.
See, at least like Halloween, another horrible movie that also has Scout Taylor Compton, I guess, in it. At least that one's like you can watch that one and you can feel sad about the death of a really good franchise. In this case, you can just watch it and you know who the killer's going to be. I said it the moment we started the film. You're like, I think it was like 5 minutes in. You're like, Matthew, who are you picking for who the person behind everything will be? I'm like, it's going to be that person. That's going to be it.
And it was that person.
Because it was obvious, and they made it even more obvious over the course of time. And when it like got down to it, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be this, and this is exactly what's gonna happen, and that's what happened.
It was telegraphed, but still, it wasn't totally boring. I don't think.
No, even the kills weren't good.
The kill?
Even there was, in fact, there was almost no actual. Well, I mean, if you look at the name, but like the kills consist of a guy jumping into water and then drowning
horrible.
off screen.
That was horrible.
In off-screen electrocution.
Oh yeah. Don't watch this movie for the kills.
A bunch of off-screen
but the guy was stabbed.
bodies.
You missed the part where the guy got his throat slit off.
Oh please!
You did not see that.
No, I was.
There was blood. There will be blood. Not a lot. But there will be blood.
Oh my goodness! I've seen better murders in an episode of Dallas, which is what this reminded me of at the beginning. Also, super long setup.
Well, the setup takes forever to get started. I mean, they really could have done this in about half the time. The setup, they're over characterized. They set up the characters, and these are pretty one-dimensional characters. They do not need the setup that they're given. We get it when we see these characters on screen for just a few seconds exactly what type of one-dimensional characters these people are. You don't need to set up. We get it. He's a stupid politician. She's the bitchy wife.
It's impossible to take this film seriously.
And then they throw in an affair, kind of like out of nowhere, which
has nothing to do with the plot, actually.
Yeah, and it makes no sense.
It's only mentioned once. Period.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like a way to make you think somebody did it, but it's too little, too late. You know who did it. It's
obvious. It's not left up to like, oh, who could have done it. It's clear. It's clear from the start of the film who did it. It's clear from the start of the film who's also like the new bad guy.
Okay, so let's take this in another light. As aficionados of bad movies, as people who watched every film, Mystery Science Theater, and most of the riff track stuff, what do you think?
No, it's still too boring. It's still too boring. When you got a bad movie, it's got to be at least fun to watch, and it's not. It's so boring. It is so boring.
I think it has to be watched.
There's no like nudity. There's nothing.
But here's the thing.
There's no contributing factors to the idea of watching it.
And here's where it is right now. And this is the reason. If you're an aficionado of bad movies, here is the reason to watch April Fools Day, aside from the good-looking cast. Because you're not seeing them naked, okay?
No, not at all. Never.
But what you are going to hear is one of the most hilariously bad soundtracks I've ever heard.
The soundtrack is weird.
The soundtrack
It makes everything feel like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
The soundtrack's horrible in this movie. Music plays randomly for like no reason. Suspense music plays at the wrong time. The chase music is utterly hilarious. The chase is something out of a Scooby-Doo film.
There's a specific
with the van and the face, and it's supposed to be creepy, but there is so much unintentional humor. Although he says this is just boring, there is unintentional humor.
I'll give it that there's a few scenes where it's just like really unintentionally funny.
Now, if you don't like bad films, definitely steer clear of April Fool's Day. It's not a good film. It's not a good slasher movie. But the cast, I will give the cast credit for doing the best they could with a horrible premise and a horrible script and horrible dialogue. These actors most of these actors anyway, are actually pretty damn good to get the performances that they got out of something like this.
For as long as that film was, nothing happened.
It was really slow.
It was really slow.
But then again, you're an TV generation kid, so...
Yeah, I watched a lot of stuff. But, holy crap, though. Even though it was so slow, there's no character development whatsoever.
No, they keep trying to beat you over the head with the same character development. They keep it one-dimensional, and they keep beating you over the head.
There's nothing to it. There's nothing
the exact same.
There's no character arcs. There's nothing we learn about anybody. None of it changes.
Even when the twist comes out, nobody's fleshed out. It's just the exact same vapid, one-dimensional characters that you've come to see all throughout the film. You'd expect that once the twist comes out, and that there would be a little bit more depth to the characters, be better reasoning.
I feel like it was just recycling over and over again. You introduce the characters, and then they die, unless they're the two main guys who will constantly go back and forth between, oh no, something bad's happened, and we should call the police now. Between every different scene.
Yeah, they tried to do April Fools Day, they tried to do Final Destination. And
Yeah, that was weird.
Which is really strange. Those makes they throw in random red herrings, like the electrician guy.
Yeah, that was the weirdest.
Like a Scooby Doo.
Like a light goes over his eyes for some reason, and they're like,
there's in this girl's room. The light's flickering on and off, so she goes to get her a towel because she broke a vase, and in a really really contrived way, and the vase bottom literally falls apart.
yeah.
And there's a guy upstairs, and he's on the breaker, circuit breaker. And he's just like click on the floor, looking really suspicious and creepy. And you're like, where did you come from? What movie did you come from?
Coming in over his eyes.
Yeah,
There's like a few moments of just like staring at him, and then he's never seen again.
Yeah, we know he's not the killer.
It's obvious.
This isn't high tension. It's not the killer.
No.
It just makes no sense. They're just throwing stuff in every once in a while.
Also, the character of the politician was.
Okay.
He's supposed to be funny, but
our final score on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't give it. I give it a bad. I would say 5 out of 5 if it was April Fool's Day, but I give it the opposite of that, which is an exact 0. I hate this film. It's not. It's barely watchable, only for like select funny scenes and a ridiculous soundtrack.
I'm gonna give this movie
I hate it.
3
Scott
Taylor Comptons.
It's gonna be nightmares tonight. It's so bad.
Out of 10.
Horrible,
it's just
boring nightmares.
not a great movie, but it's worth a watch if you really enjoy bad films and you're a
hate yourself.
But no,
If you hate fun and everything that it is.
all that being said and everything, I'm kind of glad I got it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not a good. It's got other stuff around it.
No, I mean,
it's on a set with other stuff. I mean, there's at least 3 other films.
Probably watch this again. I'll probably
oh god,
double feature it on April Fool's Day.
If you're like really tired,
We'll probably double feature
from insomnia.
We'll probably watch it again.
I'm suffering from insomnia.
I won't let him sleep. But for me right now, I got to get some moving done in the old apartment. Just get the last few things moved up, and I got to have some tea because it's got to keep me awake for a little bit before I go to bed. So guys, have a great night. Check out or don't check out April Fool's Day, depending on how much you like pain and bad movies. Unintentional hilarity ensues. There's a very attractive cast. They try to do their best, but they're stymied by the plot in every turn. Thanks for watching, guys, and for me right now, it's time for tea.
Frankly, you're an insufferable bitch.